My name is Sufia and I identify as Cajun American, Pakistani American, queer, woman of color from the South, and these identities really shape who I am and how I've grown up. I grew up in South Louisiana and then moved to the mountains of Western North Carolina, so the land in both of these places has really affected who I am, being really connected to the land. Growing up, I didn't really realize that I was quote-unquote different at first, because it was just sort of growing up in a mixed household with parents from different places with very strong cultural identities just seemed completely normal to me. And then as I moved out into the world, I realized through other people's eyes that I was seen as different. And so it was then that I started to understand myself as different, and then as brown, and especially in college really identifying with brown identity. And it was through organizing and collaborating with other brown folks, mixed heritages, folks from different parts of the world, and also first-generation Americans, that I really came into my understanding of myself and being able to identify for myself how I want to move with my identity versus only being seen through the lens of white, hetero, cis. Being able to choose for myself and have some autonomy around how I want to present and what I want to share with the world, and being able to choose that moment by moment. It was through organizing with these other people that I really came into understanding how intersectional my identities are, and how looking at these different identities through an intersectional lens is super crucial. So understanding that my queer identity is totally related to my brown identity, which is totally related to growing up Muslim and Catholic, and that none of these things are separate, and it's only through looking at all of them together that I think we can really have a more nuanced conversation, which is what I hope that happens. I hope that we continue to have these conversations on a broader scale, and that we as first generation folks, as mixed folks, can self-identify and have some autonomy around how we present in this world. Living in Durham has really been an opportunity to build with other folks, other queer, rad, brown folks. So I see myself doing more work around having conversations with other folks with mixed identities, and having these conversations outside of the dominant narrative so that we can identify for ourselves how we want to, and then use that self-identity to then share later on with the world.